Like, tell me what moment you want me to be there to do that, and that will be what I'm doing in that moment.
There you go. Zen in the art of podcasting.
Welcome to the edge of nowhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this 54th episode of the Monster Lore Tour Paranormal Deep Dives from the Edge of Nowhere podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Carr, here along with my co-host and the dastardly to my Muttley. He had to do the laugh for me. I couldn't do it, even though I'm the Muttley. Mr. Matt O0, a.k.a. the MOZ. How we doing today, MOZ?
No complaints.
We are trekking through our summer vacation here. I hope we're out there having fun somewhere right now.
We are.
3 weeks into our summer vacation.
Yep.
But still here bringing you our best that we can muster during this break for all our listeners out there. And this is an episode I've actually been kind of looking forward to.
Oh, yeah.
A compilation of MOZ's cartoon monster / ancient Toon theory.
Yeah. And I'm going to let it speak for itself today. We're just going to play the 5, I think, most pertinent theories I had and ways I kind of dug into the ancient Toon world and found all this weirdness related to what I was researching.
Is it 5 or 6? I thought there were 6. We'll check
5.
that.
Yeah, we'll check that. But essentially, and I'll say it one more time with Michio Kaku saying, you know, humans look for patterns. That pareidolia piece is there. It's what we do. Why, when I started, and the first one we're going to do is the Skinwalker, Maurice Sendak kind of thing, where the kiddo in the book really seems like a Skinwalker. And as I'm doing the end of this book, I came across, actually in Steve Asma's work, Where the Wild Things Are, and as soon as I thought about it, I went, that kid. So I had to dig the book out of the closet.
Yeah.
And look through that, and then found, wow, why is this so much like what I've been reading and writing about? And I don't know why, and the other ones are kind of similar in their own way. Why this deep dive? Is it because art mimics life? Is it because these creative people tend to think in a certain kind of way? Is it really not there, and that you're just, anything you look into deeply enough, you find, again, pareidolia. You find patterns where they're not really there. It's like the Bible codes thing all over it.
Yeah, paranormal pareidolia.
Yeah.
I can't say that word right.
You know, you stare into the abyss, there's a quantum piece. It stares back at you. So I don't really know what I liked about it is because I'm a goofball, is I would always have to bring it back to cartoons because I'm trying to make something funny.
Everything comes back to cartoons around here.
So I'm just enjoying myself saying, well, now I just read 7 books on blank, so I need to go watch some South Park and see what happens. And then to have it kind of come out to be something that I find and then something that I research and then something that becomes part of the episode, it's a lot of fun, and it doesn't exactly make a lot of sense to me. Maybe someday it will.
The Bugs Bunny one's my favorite, I do have to say. Partially because of its connection to the tequila rabbit gods.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's jump into it here and enjoy.
And this one will leave you stunned and speechless. It changes everything, really. Sadly, I solved a childhood mystery here. It's an exciting moment for MLT history. It's my first...
We're not going Scooby-Doo again, are we?
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay.
Where the Wild Things Are. Yeah. No, wait. Before you say anything, think about it for a second.
I do love that book, actually.
Okay, so just think about it for a second. And I won't say anything. Think about the pictures.
Oh, the kid is transforming. He's wearing the skin.
Walker.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's wearing the animal skin
Yeah.
and dancing with the wild things.
Yeah. He is a child Sither. Now, I'm sure other people made this connection.
He is a child sister.
Hang on. I will defend my thesis.
He's a Vader in training.
But here's the thing. I know other people probably made this connection, but I was reading Stephen Asma's thesis on monsters and the moral imagination, and I came across the title, which I hadn't heard in a while. And as soon as I heard the title, the vision of that kid with that suit. He's wearing a wolf pelt. But anyway.
Yeah. And he's even got his head covered and everything.
Yes.
It's like the whole onesie thing.
As soon as I heard it, I said, I have to go back and read the book. And I did for this podcast. It's a quick one. You can read it in an afternoon.
Yeah.
It's not going to take a lot of your time. But here's my analysis. I think Maurice Sendak is the master sorcerer. And just bear with me. Bear with me.
Okay.
So,
God.
Image 1, the first picture of the book,
Yeah.
finds Max angry and donning a wolf suit. He's nailing a line of handkerchiefs to the wall with a hammer, creating a makeshift clothesline that is inadvertently hanging his Yek, a dog puppet. If you look at the picture.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. He's also standing on a pile of books or grimoires, so he's obviously a mage of considerable strength.
Huh.
Second image, he's being completely sociopathic and chasing the family dog around with a fork.
Whoa.
Yes.
The family dog, that would be a thing to become a skin.
Yes. Walker. He's like Ruprecht the monkey boy, you know. And what do we do, Ruprecht? No, we apologize. What movie? Anyway. We'll have that for old business.
Okay.
Let's remember his name is Max, which means mightiest, most eminent, senior, distinguished chief, or he's basically the elder. Now back to our theme of the skin.
Walkers.
Step 1, he dons a wolf suit. Step 2, he threatens the family dog. Step 3, he threatens to eat his parents. I'll eat you up.
Oh my God, he does.
The very act that will turn him into either a Wendigo or a skin.
Walker.
But he's not an idiot.
Oh my God.
He's going to go the full skin.
Walker.
Texas.
Ranger.
Right. That's what this kid's going to do. Then his parents do the worst thing anyone can do for a budding sorcerer. They send him to bed without supper.
Oh.
Bad idea. What were they thinking? You know?
Oh my God. MOZ, you're blowing my mind, dude.
Then he has this typical ayahuasca jungle vision in his room as part of this hypnagogic thing going on. The jungle grows in the room. There's no snake.
There's a hallucinogenic side to it, too. Yeah.
There's no. I looked out at that whole.
It goes
picture,
through the portal.
But the big missing link here, there's no snake in any of the pictures of him in the.
They're not even represented in the pictures.
No, it's the only mistake. It's the only what if or question mark I have from Maurice. So he crosses a water threshold beyond space-time, and he ends up in this land of therianthropic beasts.
That's the portal right there when
Yeah.
he crosses the water.
And then what color are their eyes? Yellow. The second most common.
Are they really?
Yes. You can read the book. He finds
It's been a while, I'll admit.
half bull, half man, half bird, half man, half rhino, half man. And one looks like Neil from The Young Ones. Seriously. I don't know what that means, but it's true. I don't know how that ties
I don't know
in.
what that means at all.
Oh, you never saw The Young Ones? Oh, I got some
I don't
kids.
think so, no.
You got some kids in the room, some kids in the hall. That's another old reference. Sorry. That's all I do is
Kids
old
in the Hall,
references.
I know.
All right, there you go.
That new stuff was good, man.
Yeah,
A little
there you go.
disturbing, but very funny.
Yeah, just like us.
Which is what the Kids in the Hall were all about.
So
That
what
if
we're
you're
about.
not a little disturbed, they weren't doing it right.
We're a little disturbing. And
We are a
funny,
little
too.
disturbing, yeah.
But in that moment, basically he then controls them. He says, "Be still," he says, and tames them with the magic trick. In that moment,
And there's your sister power.
yeah, he asserts his power. In that moment, all the creatures gnash their terrible teeth and their terrible claws. They become his yeks, his eiklas, his familiars. He is the king of the wild things.
Wow.
Then they all start to do the wild rumpus, which for lower energy.
wild rumpus start.
Exactly. And I think that's an energy realm, lower energy thing for an orgy, is my theory. So it's a bestiality
It's
reference
orgiastic.
that I missed as a child.
Yeah.
I completely missed that reference.
Orgy doesn't have to be a sexual thing.
Right over my head. Yeah, it could just be a ritual.
And, enthralled to dancing all night long is very orgiastic.
But a dance ensues, which is inducing a further altered state of consciousness. We're totally in this ritual.
Yeah.
Then he doesn't partake in the food there because if he had, he would have to stay there. They all go to bed without supper.
Oh, what's that connected to? If he eats there, he has to stay. Is that do you know of
Any
any
fairy
connection?
ring, anywhere
it's
you
a
go,
fairy
any
thing.
underworld, anytime you go to the other world, you don't
right.
partake of the food or you have to
Or
stay
you
there.
become a resident.
Yep. He says he embarks on the journey back, to where he's loved most of all is what he says. So it sounds like he's journeying back from hate to love,
From
right?
hate to love, man. That's the road we're on here at Monster Lore Tour.
He's not. Listen to what is actually Maurice Sendak is saying. I know you fell for that. The problem is he's really driven by hunger. He smells something tasty across the sea. I mean, this kid is already primed to slaughter a village of sand people, like you mentioned earlier.
A Wendigo.
He
wants to go eat human flesh.
Well, we can argue maybe we got to put this out to folks and they can make a decision. But hunger's driving him. That's the trickster urge, and he's being driven back by hunger, not love.
I guess everything else does point to the skin.
Walker,
Texas
Ranger
thing.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Sendak claims the journey back took a year and a day, yet his dinner is still warm. Why?
Time travel.
Sendak the sorcerer hits you over the head with it. Max is still in a wolf suit. The moon is still full when the boy returns. Presumably
And it's a full moon?
Yes. Well, there's actually
And he's in a wolf suit on the full moon?
There's actually, if you look at the book, there's
stereotypic.
witches' room. There's a couple of crescent moons and a couple of full moons. So it also doesn't make sense.
Oh, so the moon goes through phases too, huh?
And it's the two you would expect to have
that's going to take some more study.
Witch's moon, full moon. Werewolf, witch. Werewolf, witch. He hits you over the head with it.
Okay.
And when he gets back, presumably his dog is still hanging in the closet.
So what is the combination of a werewolf and a witch? It's a skin.
Walker.
That can change back and forth like a werewolf, but has the powers of the witch.
Yes, exactly. And when we come back, where's the hugs and kisses and getting tucked in the bed after this long journey? Where's the family dog? There's nothing there except a plate of food.
Does he eat it?
Max stands alone with his power. I think that he ate the flesh of his kin, and he's now consumed utterly by the dark side. Oh, we should have had
and he's become a full-blown sorcerer.
We should have put a parental warning on this probably before we. Yeah,
I can add that in.
Is it too late? Yeah.
I think that kind of comes with the whole podcast, honestly.
Yeah, I think any human should
we swear
probably
a little
just
bit. We get
not
into some
watch
dark
this
stuff.
Or listen to it or whatever you guys are doing.
It's definitely PG-13 at least.
Yep. But I think we solved it. Mr. Perkin Jenkins, for Where the Wild Things Are, is Max, the child skin.
Walker.
Where the wild skin thingies are is what that should be called. And I think Maurice Sendak has some splaining to do. I mean, I love that book. I read it to my kiddo.
I loved that book. That was my favorite book for a good while when I was a kid.
Because we like the Monster Lore Tour, even as kids.
Yeah, I've been on this Monster Lore Tour since I was a kid, and I've been on it my whole life on this tour, going down these roads.
I feel it's changing. It's changing what I think about my youth, and it's making me a little scared, a little sad.
Yeah,
that's what we do. That's what we do here.
Like, it's the subtle influences, those societal indoctrinations and stuff. I definitely got a weird side of that, I think.
Yeah.
Because now that you give me all that about that book, it kind of explains me a little bit.
Yeah. I'm both.
I've been into this stuff before I ever even realized it.
Yeah. I think there's a lot more going on with this book than meets the eye.
I'm going to have to read that again. I got to get a used copy of that at Bookman's or something.
Yeah. Yeah, well, good luck with that, because it could be a dark grimoire, and you could end up, I don't know, it could be a gateway book, So that's what I got. That's what I'd like to end on today.
Crazy, man.
I'm sorry.
You do strange things to my brain, Moz. Can we get out of here now before you make me totally weird?
Yep. Have you seen Monstrum by chance on YouTube? She does a bunch of great little, and they're deep dives, but they're really short. They're between 15 and 30. Some of them are longer, but you'll still learn something. She's actually, she does a really good job for the amount of minute per minute that you get.
Just Monstrum?
Monstrum, yeah.
Okay.
Storied as the other version of that, and Dr. Emily Zarkis is the one who hosts it. She does a great job, and she thinks the Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer fame is really where we actually get the common concept of the Yeti. I thought that was pretty cool. Now,
says that created the myth?
Nope.
Or
No,
what do you mean?
Because there's been a ton of people have seen something, but our Western rendition of what we think of as a Yeti, as the abominable snowman, comes from actually Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's the picture we get in our head because of that. I gotcha.
I would like to say I think it's from the 57 Hammer production of The Abominable Snowman with Peter Cushing and Forrest Tucker. That's my theory.
Okay.
And only 3 people made it to the end of that movie. I happen to be one of them. Actually,
I thought you meant the characters in the movie. You're talking about viewers.
Yeah, viewers. Well, actually, Forrest Tucker certainly didn't make it to the end either. Spoiler alert. Is it too soon to discuss?
I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah. I don't know how he went on to attack the crawling eye. I have no idea. But yeah, I think that actually is probably where we got it. But she's probably right. That actually is why we think of the snowman in Bumble form.
But that I take it that's not what they really look like.
Well, I would say what it is a segue into my Christmas thesis.
Okay.
So you had the little sleigh bells going now.
Jing, jing, jingling.
Yeah. Forget the Santa and psilocybin or Krampus stuff for a minute. This is old Rankin Bass, Snow Miser, Heat Miser, Christmas Carol stuff.
The year without Santa Claus.
Yes, the Arctic marionette thesis that I have. And just bear with me here. I'm going to start off with this. The Winter Warlock is the Bumble. Now think about it. They're never seen the same show. Certainly not the same scene. They're not even the same show. What if the Winter Warlock's totem marionette is this, or the tunic, or the Ikela, is this Yeti type creature?
Well, it's a great way to get more roles as an actor.
Now you laugh, but this is going to become very serious. So you do need to put on your thinking cap, even though we're talking about marionettes. You still have to put your thinking cap on.
Okay.
And I'll bring you here. And you had the elf on the shelf comment. It's an elf who wants to become a dentist. He's like the Koryak, the psychic vampire, like Colin Robinson. The two could be brothers from another Shulma, in my opinion. There's something really not okay about that elf. He's already a magical being, and he has this morbid fascination with teeth, which we'll talk about more when we delve into serial killers, I'm sure.
Wait, elf on the shelf and teeth?
The dentist from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He wants to be a dentist.
Ah.
And he has this fascination with teeth, which comes in throughout. We'll get to that. But you know where you're with me now. You're tracking, Rudolph?
I think I'm back on track with you, yes.
And his name is Hermes, after the trickster god from Greek mythology.
That's interesting.
In one scene, they leave him alone, and he starts fixing the doll's teeth. Yeah, if you could see Jeremy's face. See, I want him to stop. I want him to just stop for a minute thinking I'm going to just...
You're creeping me out.
It's going to get worse. And I want you to know that.
Oh, God. Okay.
Is this where we do the kiddo? Kiddos should just go back and sugar plum this stuff now.
Yeah, this is where you send them to go play with their new Christmas toys.
The very next scene, we find Rudolph's girlfriend's name is Clarice.
Clarice?
I'm not kidding.
Huh.
End of that scene, we can't play in any reindeer games, so he storms off, and what looks like tiny mushrooms all over the ground, but they're blurred out. Go back and watch this.
You make me watch the weirdest stuff again, because I'm like, really?
Next scene, the not dentist declares and Rudolph declare their independence. 2 Christmas balls fall from the tree at that very moment they declared their independence. Clear poltergeist phenomenon.
Are those Tesla Happy Fun balls, maybe?
Maybe. We're back to the bet spheres. Who presides over the Misfit Toys, that land of the Misfit Toys? A flying lion.
Oh, that's as chimeric as it gets.
There you
that's
go.
Like traditional.
Rudolph then returns to the shaman's cave. Now, he's born in a cave, and that's the first scene. Shaman.
Yeah.
Returns to the cave on the edge of manhood at the hero's journey, and he faces off with the Bumble, who is now in the role of Polyphemus from the Odyssey. Same scene.
Oh, yeah, huh.
Then the not dentist does some unnecessary orthodontic work on the Bumble. And then Yukon Cornelius has this Gandalf Balrog moment, falling into the pit to return later as Yukon the Gold, with the beast in tow.
So he went through a transformation right there, too. The shamanic journey got torn apart and put back together kind of thing?
Yes, but before that, it's also the Gilgamesh and Enkidu thing with taming the beasts, because now they're friends.
Right.
Here's the big question, though. What is Rudolph?
What is Rudolph? I mean, before all this, I totally would have just immediately said he's Santa's yak. But he's obviously more than that.
He's a not deer.
Rudolph's a not deer?
No one wants to play with him. He has that one-off anatomical feature, his glowing nose, which is usually red eyes in the folklore. 2 little devil horns for most of the program are on his head.
Oh, yeah.
He can fly. There's a clear connection to those reindeer-herding shamanic tribes of the Arctic Circle. He probably drinks his own psilocybin-laced urine. This is where we should do the kiddo content warning again.
I think it's too late for that.
If I found him in a cryptozoological guide, I would be like, yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed, not deer. Santa's yak is the other theory.
Yeah.
He travels in a blizzard, a wintry version of a whirlwind. Rudolph is born in a cave. Right after his birth, his nose glows and it whistles.
Oh my God, whistles.
It whistles, but yes, when it goes...
Oh my goodness. That's right.
How many shapeshifter check marks would he get on my spreadsheet?
Like almost all of them.
Yeah. If there's any real-life Rudolph sightings, kids, if you see backwards-facing feet, I'd really like to know if Rudolph is packing those.
So Santa's the shaman, but obviously, because he's a magical dude, so
he's
in
very
our
good
terms, he's definitely the shaman. But so Rudolph is slightly dysmorphic like that. But don't all the reindeer fly? Is it just a pack of not deer? Or is it just Rudolph that's the not deer?
He has the off feature. He has the extra powers. He's probably he's the leader of the pack.
So do the other reindeer fly because Santa has the power to allow them to, but Rudolph can do it on his own?
We could go into the whole flying agaric mushroom connection with Santa. We're not. I'm not. That's going to be for another Christmas. I don't want to spoil this Christmas. Yes.
That's why Santa wears red and white, because of that mushroom.
Because of the mushroom.
You'd be surprised how much that mushroom works into our history in subtle ways.
And our podcast in not so subtle ways.
Not so subtle ways.
But Santa.
I'm just waiting for the episode where you go, okay, you need to eat mushrooms for this one.
That was Logan. That was Fear and Logan and Lost Flagstaff.
Yeah, we avoided that, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a solid interview. I didn't want to be all messed up for that one.
Yeah, I understand. But Santa is I think Santa's the proto-shaman of the Arctic. We're going to go looking for the proto-shaman. He might fit the bill. Santa smokes like a shaman. He uses tobacco. He also uses sleigh bells instead of drums to get into an altered state of consciousness. He flies through the air. Campbell's Fly of the Wild Gander, the shamanic journey. He introduces Rudolph to the sleigh bells right after Rudolph was born. After his nose is whistling, his red nose is whistling. Oh, yeah, here's some sleigh bells.
And he's got 9 yak.
Yes.
Because there's 9 deer that fly his sleigh.
That's right.
They're all his yaks.
Yep. But even the proto-shaman can't do it without the yak. He can't fly without the yaks. Notice they are the ones pulling it. Go ahead.
Oh, my God, I just realized this. And he definitely is in that psychedelic range because he has a bunch of machine elves making his stuff for him.
Machine elves. I didn't think
They're
of that
machine
one.
elves.
Oh, are you Terrence McKennaing me?
Oh, my goodness. Right in the face.
Wow. Don't do that on Christmas.
Excuse me. That just blew. Oh, my goodness. That just upped the whole Santa as a shaman thing in my brain so much.
There you go. Well, you always add something. But Santa's legend goes back to the Germanic Tomtins, evil elves who beat children and lapped up their blood. This is not a lie. And their allegiance to the proto-Santa at that time was pre-Krampus was Nacht Ruprecht, a humanoid creature made of straw complete with giant antlers on his head. So he's a Nacht Santa.
Oh, he's got the antlers.
He's a not Santa. He's a Nacht Santa.
He's a Wendigo or something.
He's something. Even in Christmas carols, we swing back to therianthropes, yeti, trance states, evil doppelgangers, little people, blood, vampirism, totem, animals, shamanic flights, and you just said machine elves.
Right? But doesn't that make total, like in Looking at it from this angle, they're machine elves.
They're machine elves. And they all look the same except the not dentist.
Yeah.
Because they all don't have hair. He has a shot of blonde hair.
And honestly, that whole teeth thing is the creepiest part about this for me by far.
Yeah. Look what he does to that Bumble. I mean, that's not okay.
When you started this, I'm like, oh, I got to watch this again. And now I'm like, I don't know if I want to. That teeth thing is going to freak me out.
And we also have the Axis Mundi in the form of the Christmas tree. Probably we'll talk about that another day, but it's
very Wiccan, the Christmas tree.
Well, it's also very shamanic laddery.
And as we said, the Wiccan is just a form of shamanism that developed later on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Side note, who helps everyone reach the upper world of the Axis Mundi? The Bumble puts the star on the top of the tree.
Oh, there
Can't
it is.
do it without your totem, kids. You need a yek like that. A yek yeti in this case.
Wow.
I know. I mean, every scene seems to be a story within a story. And there's also deleted scenes, which I found. When I knew this was going to air around Christmas, I kind of upped my game. And why were they deleted? Did you know the version that aired in 1964 did not have the scene at the end where the Misfit toys are rescued? What happened between 1964 and 1965 when the scene was mysteriously added? Did Rankin Bass receive threats from those anthropomorphized entities left behind? Were they like, hey, nice family you have here? Hey, it would be a shame if they were desanguated. This is conjecture, I admit, but why did they put that back in later? They left those, even Rankin Bass were like, yeah, so please tell Santa to help. No, you're weird. We're just going to leave you there. And that's what the original version had. It didn't have them actually being saved. So I don't know. It goes deeper than that. You'd say this is over.
It goes deeper than that?
Last part, for those still hanging with us. The Kringle journey takes us to Indonesia. I know you didn't think, but I know you could think. If you could see the little eyes and the eyebrows and the batting.
We have been in the Arctic Circle for like 2 hours now, Moz, and now we're in Indonesia all of a sudden?
Okay, but who is Santa taking orders from? Okay? Just hear me out.
Taking orders from?
Santa is maybe not the proto-shaman. Hang on. Or
the Ahul Guano.
Or he's the Koryak, not the Kala, or, we'll get to this. A master in the art of Indonesian shadow puppetry is the Dalang. It's another example of an adaptation of a shamanic technique of trance and energy management. The Dalang manipulates over 100 puppets with different voices and languages, and he accompanies himself with his feet on the gamelan, a xylophone-like instrument. The personalities and roles of the puppets are never confused because the Dalang embodies the spirit of the puppet each time he takes the characters. The Dalang is also a master of yoga and meditation, allowing the Dalang to draw energy from the environment and channel it to sustain the excellence of the long and complicated performance. The characters are gods, goddesses, demons, mythical creatures, and simple people, or everyone we just talked about in that show. The performances are a mixture of traditional stories and current events, weaving and reweaving tales of the ever-flowing dynamic between chaos and order. The shadow screen itself is a reminder of the illusory distinction between ordinary reality and non-ordinary reality. The Dalang and his shadow puppet dramas express the shadow and the light, the chaos and the order, without bias and judgment, playing out again and again in infinite variety the values and beliefs of the community. That from the Encyclopedia of Shamanism, Christina Pratt. And another thing, before you say anything, and I'm going to give the mic to you in a minute, is it a coincidence that Santa's known to go to Indonesia once a year at the same time? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, Santa goes everywhere once a year.
The details. You and your Delangy details. But that
was wild, that whole puppet master thing, though.
Yeah, so who made all those shamanic marionette Christmas carols? Rankin Bass. Bass means fish trickster. Implications, of course, the first shaman implication is because they're the ones who showed people how to fish, and Rankin, of first shaman of rank. They robbed us of our visions of sugar plums, and they took us on a tundra. They took us to the hero's journey. They took us into a cave to transform us all into shamans, not unlike the Banjkari of Nepal and the Tatango of Japanese legend. And that's where I end. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't think we'd end in Indonesia tonight, did you?
You just made Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer a demonic, not deer kind of entity on that, Moz. You really do have a knack for ruining Christmas here, I think. Well done. Well done. So where does Bugs Bunny fall on that? Is he the proto-preternatural?
That's the whole thing.
He's kind of the first of his kind, right?
Well, this is actually your question. So since you're jumping ahead...
Oh, am I jumping ahead on you?
No, it's perfect. This is actually where we're at.
Oh, perfect.
You have to tell me where Bugs Bunny fits in this.
Oh.
And you have to defend your answer.
Okay.
I should have actually told you, not just sent you the thing. Should have said, where does Bug... We're going to get better at this.
Obviously, he's not natural because,
No, he's not rabbit with a little R.
And I think he's beyond preternatural. I was just going to say, does he fit into the proto-preternatural? Because he's kind of the trickster demigod type figure, isn't he?
I'm not going to argue.
Super trickster.
So this is what I wrote. Here's my note. My note says there's no wrong answer here except the category you pick.
Nice.
Well, the last three really do overlap.
I pick them all.
Oh. Is this like the iocane powder thing?
It's like when Faust tells the Satan to get lost.
Yeah. Or the iocane powder thing. I like that one. But go ahead. But you have to pick, and I'm not going to... You have to defend your answer.
I'm putting Bugs into the trickster demigod, which would be the proto-preternatural, because he is the first of his kind, being that cartoon trickster rabbit, but he has that kind of transformative. He's kind of half person, half rabbit. He talks. He stands up. He's a person, but he's a rabbit at the same time. And he's definitely the trickster god because you can't catch him, and he will just mess with you endlessly as long as you try. Just ask Elmer.
Yeah. No, good.
Or Daffy.
I'm not going to argue with you. I think he definitely...
I like it when he takes it out on Daffy. I kind of feel bad for Elmer sometimes. Like he gets, the guy's just trying to eat.
I have a different answer.
Okay.
And this is my thesis. And you are absolutely not wrong.
Okay.
Except
I am?
No, I am going to go, this is why I Freudian slipped the Easter Bunny into a lower level because I'm like, the Easter Bunny. I think he is supernatural. He is a god among...
Bugs Bunny?
And this is my argument. And I know this is not what most people would pick, but that's why I had to make
He's
this fit.
He's full-on god status.
He's a god, yeah, basically. Dude. So here's my thesis. First note to myself is anything Jeremy says is self-evident. So yes, what you said is correct. Nice. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
And self-evident. So it was kind of a backhanded compliment. I have to explain.
It's the only kind I ever get.
Sometimes. But even though he's a bunny rabbit, he doesn't seem like anyone's yek to me. So he
cannot be yeked, no.
And you said that, so credit to you. He's also gender neutral like our trans variant shamans, often appearing as a woman. He later aroused Dana Carvey in Wayne's World years later. I discovered his whole thesis by watching a Bugs Bunny episode. When I'm not watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Or X-Files or Supernatural.
Yeah, or Grimm. I got into that later.
Or Grimm.
We're going to do some Grimm work later. But Bugs Bunny Gets the Boyd is an episode that it's a shamanic initiation. And this, again, is just to get them to the shaman level to kind of prove it. But there's a buzzard chasing him, which is a symbolic image of death. He ends up hiding underground, but when he pops his head up, there's a rib cage that was already there, but he thinks it's his. So he's down to the bone. It's actually an image.
I know that episode.
So he's plucking like his rib cage or whatever, and he thinks it's his own.
He puts thinks on the corpse of another animal.
Yes. But it's actually the stripping down to the bone of that.
Oh, right, when they rend your flesh to remake you.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So then he actually comes out of this as the shamanic rebirth. And then is it a coincidence that 2 episodes later, I wish it was the next one, and I don't know why this happened, and it's probably lost to the fog of time, but 2 episodes later, he comes back as Super Rabbit, the Rabbit of Tomorrow, a superhero.
Ooh.
He finally reaches that kind of superhero, flying, saving the world, kind of Superman kind of.
Very Gandalf.
Yeah.
Very Gandalf.
Yes. Yeah. Or more importantly, Yukon Cornelius, when he falls in with the Bumble and returns his Yukon to gold. No,
right.
Jeremy's told me not to talk about that anymore.
I don't want to hear about that, man. It makes me think about the teeth.
He goes right to the dentist and he's upset, But basically, he rose out of this whole thing. And I then saw Wabbit Who Came to Supper. And he starts singing.
It's pronounced Wabbit Who Came to Supper.
The Wabbit Who Came to Supper. And he sings Angel in Disguise to Elmer Fudd while he's while he's in the shower. And I think that's just a tell. I'm an angel in disguise. He has superpowers. He bends Elmer Fudd's shotgun like a pretzel, defying laws of physics.
Very Matrixy. Yeah, Neo in the Matrix kind of stuff.
It gets more Matrixy because there's one that he actually steps out into this other dimension where he's actually the animator.
That's where he breaks space-time and goes up to the fourth dimension?
Yeah, duck amok. He actually defies all boundaries and becomes the animator.
He just entered the Tesseract, is what he did.
Yeah, he stepped into the bigger area, becomes the true trickster, and just breaks out the whole new door, as the Joker says.
He stepped into the zero space that is actually infinite.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, now we really have to do that side trail again.
Yeah, we have to now get Bugs Bunny into that Tesseract somehow. But there's also the shape-shifting episode, Transylvania 6-5000.
Oh, I love that movie.
He uses it is. I don't know what the actual name of that episode is. Transylvania 6-5000 was Ed Begley Jr. or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever
Jeff
the name
Goldblum.
of that one. And Jeff Goldblum.
Gina Davis.
And Gina Davis. Very good.
Kramer.
Stop.
It's a great movie. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. Not a great movie, but it's very good. It's funny.
It was in 1980, whatever. It was great.
Yeah.
It's not great anymore, but then it was great.
It was fun. It was a fun movie. But in this Bugs Bunny episode, Kramer and Bugs Bunny are wrestling. No, you see what you do to me? No, but this is the one where the guy turns into he goes abracapocus and he messes up all the thing. He turns the guy into like a half bat.
The
half
inept
man,
vampire.
Yes, the inept vampire. He not only does these spells that shapeshifts this other person, he at the end of that then flies away, like in shamanic journey fashion, to bring knowledge back to the Warren.
Yeah. So it's the shaman battling the vampire.
He's Il Hurrah Hurrah plus. The argument that I'm trying to make.
So Bugs Bunny is the ultimate rabbit god?
He's the ultimate rabbit god.
I can agree with that thesis. I'm behind it all the way.
I have one more point to make, and this drives it home for me. This is actually when I thought, oh my gosh, I really need a day job. You remember Fricker Fracker Firecracker, Shush Boom Ba, Bugs Bunny, Rah, Rah, Rah. In that short phrase, is a coincidence that there's a fire reference, Fire in the Head, that Cowan book, the boom of thunder and drums, and the word Ra, R-A-H, usually spelled like the same from Watership Down for the Chief Rabbit, Hazel Ra.
Hazel Ra.
Exactly.
Like Amun Ra.
Amun Ra. Amun Ra. Yeah, it's very Egyptianist too. But basically, it's 3 times, so he's thrice great. It's not just Ra.
Which it has Wiccan implications also, that whole Trinity thing.
He's a familiar. It's thrice. I think that he is supernatural. He's a Looney Tune demigod. I rest my case.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Court adjourned. Verdict has been handed down. Bugs Bunny is the ultimate rabbit god.
If you'd given me you only gave me 3 weeks to do this episode. If you gave me one more week, I would have had us building pyramids to Bugs Bunny's image. Human sacrifices, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
I'm getting a tattoo.
But there is a Ra for the whole Egyptian god thing too, and I'll have to come back with that. Maybe we could do like Egyptian Tune of the Dead thing.
He actually. There's an episode where he's a jinn too, where he plays the genie.
Oh, I
There's a whole, I mean, you could go on forever about Bugs Bunny and different forms he takes and the different powers he wields. And so you're right, dude. He can take like any mythical form he wants if you really go through the whole thing.
There's more to come on. We are not done with this.
I like how you groaned the whole time behind me. Right? That was very, very
when you
ambient.
I'm both excited that you come up with things that really add to the conversation, and both sad that I didn't come up with it myself. It's an ego thing. My ego shows sometimes,
Yeah,
because it's very large, and like when you come in the room, you actually have to like squeeze over to the couch because it's so big.
I have to like squeeze in the corner.
Yeah, MOZ's ego, man. I gotta just crawl around the shit.
That's why our titles here is I'm the producer and you're the talent.
Whoa, I don't know. You did above par.
I just make you look good. That's my job.
That is impossible.
That's why I'm a good producer.
Wow. There you go. Which is a seamless transition, by the way.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very special side trail edition of the Monster Lore Tour Paranormal Deep Dives from the Edge of Nowhere podcast. This is the follow-up to our Fear and Logan and Last Flagstaff interview episode. And we did have a question that came up there, specifically, which witch is which?
Wizard of Oz.
And MOZ has done his very unique style of deep dive research on this and has come back to us with this very special side trail.
Yeah, I don't know how special it is, but it is exciting. I am excited. We'll see if others share that excitement.
I'm pretty excited. He told me that he could have made this a whole episode in itself if he wanted to, which blows my mind. I was like, how are you going to get half an hour out of this? He's like, I could do an hour and a half.
This was a couple hour deep dive for me that just kind of ran, like I don't know if there's more. People are going to have to, like, normally I think I did it exhaustively and maybe I forgot something, but this is just one I looked into for a little bit and went, wow, this is not what I thought, because the discussion started with it not following the cosmology of the thesis that we were talking about the episode before.
Because the East is the evil part and and it
was
was the Wicked Witch of the
West
is the evil one.
Evil one.
But it should be the East. But then I said I thought the East was her sister and she was worse, but we weren't sure.
Right.
So we had to set MOZ loose on it.
And the backdrop to that is the cosmology came up of the Lakota from Black Elk Speaks, where it's a side-by-side, Wolf of the East and Thunderbird of the West. And it's some other native tribes kind of follow that side-by-side. And so did the Mongolians, where they had this Mangus and Shimnus, but it's not. They were both the realms of the East and the evil, and the West was supposed to be the home of the benevolent god. So it was kind of a little bit of a different breakdown. So I was wondering why it was different, and I think I found the answer.
Of course you did.
Yeah. So we'll see.
That's what makes you the MOZ.
That's why. We're not going to do any Wizard of Oz jokes, though. We promised ourselves.
Oh, damn it! I was supposed to do a Wizard of Oz joke.
I said no.
I forgot my opening.
They all know.
Pay no attention to the man behind the microphone. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
But yeah, a lot of the other cosmologies are kind of this up-down, heaven and hell thing. This is a side-by-side thing. But what I really learned something with doing this, though, and what do you think it was? I'm just going to throw it out to you. I mean, not guessing, like just more taking a step back. What I learned about myself in doing this.
About yourself?
Yeah.
Oh God. Did you find a whole new level of crazy?
I need a day job is what I found. That's what I discovered
during
this side trail. Like, what am I doing? Why am I looking at the Wizard of Oz again?
We had no idea the roads this podcast would take us down.
A golden kind of
golden brick road.
Exactly.
So you call it golden brick, and then you don't get sued.
Yeah. No, I actually think it is golden, and I think that comes up, so let's dive into it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But the Oz Chronicles are still oddly parallel to what we've been encountering thus far. Who is the shaman in this caper? We'll start there.
Dorothy. Mm-hmm. I almost said the wizard. That's so wrong. Dorothy is the shaman.
Correct.
She's got the yeks. She gathers her yeks along the way.
Very good. Gathering, like the Ankakak of the Inuit that we talked about with Rasmussen's work. She's going along and meeting things, assimilating some, not assimilating others. A Scarecrow's more of a nature spirit or territorial deity. A Cyber Yak Tin Man.
Oh, yeah, the tech yak.
Yeah, the tech yak, and possibly an ancestral spirit from the future. And she has her totem animal, the lion. So,
yeah, there you go. And don't forget Toto, the original, her familiar from the beginning.
We'll get to Toto.
Oh, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your little dog, too, Jeremy.
Yes.
But she could not assimilate one landscape spirit. And if you think of this one, it's a little bit of a reach into your memory banks, but she failed to...
Oh, man, it's been a long time. The last few times I watched it, I was listening to Pink Floyd while I did it. Landscape. Oh, yeah, there's some field they pass out in or something.
Well, that's interesting because that's another hallucinogenic moment that they're having. And, of course, it's next level, and they wake up again, altered state of consciousness. Total tie-in. We can skip that because we already did it now.
Okay.
But what I was getting at was the trees that threw apples. She did not...
Oh, yeah, I forgot that part.
He's like the Kigalak, that the shaman killers from the Inuit, where he had to run away because he couldn't assimilate it.
Right,
But she does score the scarecrow. She does score the Tin Man. She does score the lion. Then she goes to do her battle. It's very shamanic.
She couldn't secure the forest spirit.
Right. And there's a thing with the scarecrow that I thought was interesting. Kind of relates to the Nacht Ruprecht for Christmas, the not Santa we talked about from German folklore. This tie-in, bear with me because it's a bit of a stretch, but here's Rosemary Ellen Guiley on that character from her Djinn connection. Nacht Ruprecht, a man-like creature with antlers and wearing straw. In German folklore, Nacht Ruprecht terrorizes the winter countryside, peering into windows and beating people to death with a flail. So luckily she was able to assimilate that energy form.
Yeah, no kidding. That's the scarecrow.
Well, I mean, it's a stretch, but it is a straw man.
With the straw man,
he's got straw all over him. So.
Yeah.
Parallels Nanabotso that we talked about, basically the first shaman. We have the Manitou. But basically the story from Alexander Elliot is they were intimidated by the emerging powers of Nanabotso, so the Manitou kind of ganged up on him and ended up singling his brother out and drowning him in a frozen lake, kind of melting it and drowning him out there.
Yikes.
And Yex, actually.
Yex.
And the witches represent the Manitou, the negative ancestral spirit bent on keeping Dorothy in her place. The witch goes after Dorothy. The initial Yek is, of course, Toto, because the witch understands the importance. She actually says, and your little dog too. And why is that important?
Because the Yek is the one that can actually kill the enemy. The shaman can't actually kill the witch, right?
Yeah, a lot of the powers of the shamanic, a lot of the cosmology behind this is that the power is within the Yek. You can't do anything without kind of help.
Right.
And Toto's a specific type of Yek that actually has a little bit more of its own place in this story, a little bit.
A black dog, right?
Yes, it's a hellhound. Toto is actually the hellhound and the psychopomp because that is the guard that takes her into this and back. It's the only one that kind of is with.
Oh my
without,
God!
Right.
Toto
Threshold.
actually leads her through the void to the other side, or however you want to say it. Yeah.
So there's another hellhound guardian dog at the threshold of both Kansas and on the way back.
I always knew there was something up with Toto. Hellhound makes so much sense.
So if Toto hadn't gotten into the balloon at the end, she would not have been able to remake that journey, potentially.
Right. That's why the witch was so after the dog.
Yeah.
Because even like in the Kansas world, the lady who was that dimension's representation of the Wicked Witch was constantly after the dog.
Right.
She hated Dorothy, but she was after the dog.
Yep.
So, yeah, that makes total sense, actually, from a shamanic point of view.
And what actually transports Dorothy to the underworld?
A whirlwind.
A whirlwind, the tornado.
Wow.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Oh, yeah. That's come up a lot.
Yeah. And that's how Elijah transports to heaven in the Bible. And this is how Dorothy arguably goes, it's arguable whether this is upper world or underworld stuff. But, that's another...
Wow.
I had to think about that a little bit, and in some ways, it's a tough call. It's a tough call.
Yeah.
And I would also just add that the scarecrow's Yek is probably not a crow. That's just going to be just a guess there. But again, the four witches represent all four directions, and they are attacking Oz, located at the cosmological center of this realm or parallel or alternate universe, the Phallus, the navel of the world. Oz is even made of crystals pointing upwards, reminiscent of the Australian Dreamtime version of the shamanic journey. So we got a lot of symbolism going on here.
Yeah, the Crystal Castle is where the wizard lives, right? So he yucked the crystals rather than the creatures, which we talked about in the Stanley Hotel stuff.
So the Oz's yek can be in crystal form, potentially. Yep.
Wow.
I know, it gets deep. So the shaman or Dorothy is under attack from the elemental directional nature deities from every corner of the cosmological landscape, and she must get to the sacred mountain or axis mundi, again, Oz. Now, the medicine wheel and the shaman's place in it is broken down kind of the same way. You got the four directions. The shaman pulls it out a whole new door and kind of goes straight up. So you got a medicine wheel with a center, and the pole at the center of the pole is where the shaman will go up or down for knowledge.
Right.
So, any other thoughts on that so far? You're with me?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear which witch is which.
Well, we'll get to which
you're getting me really
which.
excited for that bit now.
We do figure out which witch is which, or at least I have a theory as to why it doesn't jive with.
Well, because the Wicked Witch of the West, whose sister was the Wicked Witch of the East, but was already dead before Dorothy got there, is kind of the story behind it, right?
Correct.
And then Glenda, who is the Good Witch, she was from the North. Is that right? Wasn't Glenda from the North?
Basically, oh boy, we're going to have to actually look this up.
Okay, so I looked it up real quick.
Glenda the Good Witch.
And it's Glinda with an I, not an E.
Glinda.
I was saying Glenda. It's Glinda.
Yeah, Glinda.
But it says she is the most powerful sorceress in the land of Oz, ruler of the Quadling country south of the Emerald City, and protector.
Gotcha.
Of Princess Ozma, whoever that is. So she's south, not north.
Gotcha.
So
okay. It's all good.
My bad, but same thing. It's like turned on the other axis kind of thing, right?
So I started to look at Frank L. Baum, who again, we found with Maurice Sendak. He was Sendacking kids some interesting messages with Where the Wild Things Are. If you haven't heard that one, the end of episode, I think 3.
Oh, yeah, that was an early one, huh?
Yeah, it's quite interesting what we did with that one. And this is similar in a way. But Frank L. Baum, let's look at that name. The name Frank comes from the old German name that referred to a member of the Germanic tribe of the Franks. The Franks settled in the region now called France, Belgium, and the Netherlands in the 3rd and 4th century. They possibly derived their tribal name from a type of spear that they used from Proto-Germanic Franco. So it's a spear. Frank means spear.
Huh, that's interesting.
And here's the symbolism of the feathered arrow as it relates to shamanism. The feathered arrow is revered symbolism in shamanism, represents spiritual ascent and transcendent communication. The arrow signifies purpose and direction, while the feathers, akin to a bird in flight, symbolize liberation from earthly constraints and ascension to the higher realms. Used in shamanic practices, this symbol underscores the soul's journey towards higher consciousness and the cyclic nature of life and spiritual evolution. So the first one from Frank came from behind the name, and the second one from the feathered arrow comes from 21 powerful shamanic symbols you can use to transform your life, outofstress.com. The spear is also often used to puncture or perforate the shaman during the shamanic initiation process. That's kind of a side point.
Yeah. So
that's Frank, spear, arrow, as we said. And the word Baum is German for tree. So we have a man named Spear Tree, an access mundi and a half, telling us a story of a crystal structure of a sacred mound that a young lady must find within herself to return to her former land transformed. It's all very... and I know it's probably not news to some people. For me, it was just something I looked into, and I didn't look up, what other people thought theory-wise. I
have a theory
did
for you.
My own stuff, which I'm sure others have come up with.
With the way you can make this connect to everything, what if this shamanic energy of the universe actually controls everything all of us do, and we just don't know it because we don't know how to control it?
Yeah.
And the ones who learn that that's a thing and that they can control it and learn to control it become the magicians / guru / god, whatever role it is they choose to take, but they're all just shaman in the end.
I don't think that's a theory. I think that's correct. And that's, that's the way of things.
I win.
That's the way of things. But outside of Oz and around ground level of the city itself, the initiate faces many trials, again, like the medicine wheel, the earth play. But she ascends in a balloon to return to the world as we know it as a shamaness. She's not in Kansas anymore. She tamed the directional forces, the witches, the Manitou, and their own yeks, bat squatch-like flying monkeys. So we got the Therianthropic portal guardians, same stories, carved in caves, show up in Dorothy and Oz and in
Right. She's the beginner unknown shaman who has her yak.
Mm-hmm.
She goes through the rites of passage, the whirlwind and the portal and all this, and she comes out a much more powerful shaman on the other side.
And there's 2 more portals, and I'll just do them real quick.
At the end, she can teleport.
Right. She teleports herself.
Like, she gains a lot of power in this arc.
Exactly. But we got the hypnopompic stuff because the window hits her, another portal, almost like a mirror. The window hits her, knocks her out. And then, yes, also when they're going across the poppy fields, it's another altered state of consciousness.
Right.
So, according to Baum's work, the Wicked Witch of the West presides over the country of... this is kind of a side note, but it's really cool. According to Baum's work, the Wicked Witch of the West presides over the country of Winky, which, if you recall, is suspiciously similar to the Winktees or the transformed shamans of the Lakota. So spiritually, they're beyond gender. Yeah, so
it's
that's...
like the same word.
Yeah, type of shaman that shows up, all those next-level consciousness stuff kind of comes up over and over. Whirlwinds and... Don't believe me? Ask Glenn or Glinda.
Yeah, Glinda.
Which Dustin Hoffman classic, by the way. And Dustin, of course, is Cree designation for the word. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just going off. But on a side note, we have found Glinda is beyond good or evil. And she's the Ishtadiva. And, the West and the East are more the Ishtarasha. And we've got the North and South in some ways, maybe, being the Ishtadivas, kind of the more angelic ones. But the bottom line is this is, the way I look at it, and we'll get into this when we do my Ishtadiva, Ishtaraksha episode. But I see it as like a chakra alert system. So if you're coming up, you meet the one. If you're going down, you meet the other. If you're getting better and reaching another kind of balanced chakra higher up, you're going to pass maybe a thunderbird. And if you're going the other way, you might meet the wolf of the east. So it's kind of got these 2. Each chakra has this 2-door policy, almost like a Janus kind of thing. So you got the two-face. You got the one more darker and the one more lighter, depending on kind of which direction your level of consciousness is moving.
Right.
So back to the initial question about which witch is which, or the worst, what portal guardian would present itself if she's on the right path or the yellow golden brick road?
If she's on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
So the wrong path is the flying monkeys.
Well, the way...
what does she see on the right path?
Well, the way I'm looking at it, the way I'm trying to tie it back into what we were talking about is actually they said the West was the worst, but the East is actually where you might meet the wolf if you're going in the wrong direction. She is going towards the West. She's going towards the Thunderbird. This is kind of a portal guardian.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
but at the same,
she was going west.
She beats the Wicked Witch of the West, which kind of shows she's more on the right path, and that this was a move up the chakra system, not down. It does kind of tie into what we were talking about, even with Cisco's interview with the Wolf of the East, with some of this, back and forth. I tried to tie it in. How do you think I did?
That's great, dude. And the whole spear tree thing with the author, that's great. I love the background on that. And it is funny. I mean, you can deny it all you want and say it's all coincidence or whatever, but things like these books that you've gone through, the Where the Wild Things Are, now The Wizard of Oz, and so many of these stories, they really are so shamanic in the way that they progress through their arc and whatnot. It's a great tool of storytelling. I'm a bit of a writer myself, and I appreciate that tool I might have to write one of these stories myself now that I've seen this so deeply with your research, But I think there's something to it. I really do. And again, it could be that these guys are actually shaman in their own right, and it's the magic that they control that makes these books so popular, these stories so popular. Or it might just be they know this lore, and it's like, oh, what a great story. It's like I wrote a paper on the Gothic method about Edgar Allan Poe when I was in college. You know what I mean? Same. There doesn't have to be anything actually mystical about it, but it's still an influence on them. I really think that this whole shamanic process, shamanic journey thing is one of those stories that people keep telling over and over again in their own way.
It's an archetype, and it just keeps
really
resurfacing time and time again. These same themes get used in the same way. And the other piece of it is just more direct communication. Is like, I don't know if I've done this already. It's going to be in one of the episodes coming soon. If I haven't already, I get confused where I'm at any given time of day.
Our timeline's scrambled.
But Robert Louis Stevens always talked about the fairies and the brownies are the ones who told him the stories, and they tell way better stories than he ever would, is the way he says it. So all his stories are pretty wild.
It's all channeled, yeah.
And it's like channeled. So there's a more direct one when you have a shaman actually channeling and then writing it down, or these things just kind of bubble up naturally with a whirlwind and the monster and the portal guardian being the dog and all this same kind of mythic symbolism.
Exactly, and like the whirlwind and the window and the witches of the east and west and the north and south, and like it's too much to think that it's not somehow at least an influence.
Yeah,
it's way too shamanic for that concept to not have at least have been some kind of influence on that story.
Yeah.
The question is, did he do it on purpose,
right, or
is it just in our brains so much that he wrote a shaman story without realizing it?
I would like some feedback. My theory was I already had all the stuff I was looking for, and I didn't have to go look to see what other people said about this and what it is. And I didn't do any of that research. It's just all research I had, and I watched. The one thing I did was watch the tornado scene because it's my favorite. It's a whirlwind. So and that's where I got the window piece. If I had watched the whole movie, I'm sure there'd be more to it. So I'd like to ask the community, A, what did I forget? And B, where am I wrong? Or I'm sure a lot of these themes they've talked about, and maybe in a different way, maybe in the same way, but I didn't look it up. So what am I missing? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? I'd be interested to hear some, feedback at
there you go. Well,
our Gmail.
You can email us at monsterloretour@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment on whatever platform you're listening on, or you can find us on Facebook, Monster Lore Tour podcast page on Facebook. I do have one more question for you.
Shoot.
See if you have a theory on this. What are your thoughts on the whole everything's in black and white, and then she goes through the portal and everything's in color? Is there something to that in your mind, in your theories?
Well, clearly the people who have these shamanic journeys always talk about how more vivid the other worlds are, and people. That's why the Richard Dawkins, the Scully Muggles of the world don't really. If they don't experience this, those who come back and say they've been to another realm always say how it's more vibrant, it's more real, and nobody can convince them of otherwise. That this was an important thing that happened, and it is more. So I would say that ties right into and it's a point I missed, and it's a good point.
I'm glad I asked then.
There you
that
go.
was a wonderful answer. Thank you, Moz.
Yep. Hey,
it's more vivid on the other side.
Before we go, though, you know what we should do?
What's that?
Jeremy? Release the flying monkeys!
I don't have a sound for that.
Shut up!
Oh, I got you. Release the flying monkeys. Anywho, I can always tell when a side trail's over because we go completely off the rails.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you, Moz. That was great. So which is which?
Well, all four of them. It's a really good, actually, to bring it back. All four of them are the Manitou, and they are all working together. It's yin and yang.
Because everything's one thing.
They're all working together to make this transformation happen, and they're playing different roles, but they're all in cahoots. And it's the same with eventually Nanabotso, smokes the peace pipe with the Manitou, and they give him the yak of the otter, and they give him medicine, and he starts a whole shamanic society. And this is kind of a similar thing where she passes the audition and she gets back with new powers.
Brilliant. And there's the answer to the ultimate question of which is which.
Remember those changeling stories? Do you remember the changelings from the fairies? They sneak in, steal your baby, replace it with one of their own.
Okay.
Not only does this legend tie back to fairy folklore, which we all know, but it also ties into shamanism. Raven, one of those other proto-tricksters from the Pacific Northwest, like Nanaboso or Glooskap, he was a changeling. Actual child died in this case and was replaced with a shining one. But we see these stories everywhere where the baby dies, replaced with something different, often crying a lot. I'm going to read a common description from Graham Hancock's Supernatural. You are going to think about which cartoon character child that this might represent.
Cartoon character child.
Hancock says the following are definitive characteristics of the changeling. You have to think Black Sachem child toonling kind of thing. Here's quote 1. Shriveled up with withered face and wasted body, ill-favored and deformed. 2. Strangely and almost impossibly thin, very long feet, very long thin legs, as though he weighed nothing at all, and he had a very strange appearance of being enormously ancient, despite the fact that he wasn't. 3. Ugly with an abnormally big head and with a pale, wrinkled skin as that of an old person. The changeling cries frequently and is always hungry. What does that sound like, cartoon child?
Cartoon child. All I can think of is the Crypt Keeper.
Cartoon, though. It's like,
He's a puppet.
Think of animation, think comedy, think cartoon. It's okay if you don't get it, but when you get it, you're going to go, oh my gosh. So it's okay if you don't.
I have no idea.
Stewie from Family Guy. He's a changeling proto-trickster monster shaman. Think about the description. Shriveled, withered-faced, ancient, big head, tiny, wasting away. Stewie from Family Guy. He doesn't look
like he's wasting away, and he's not all elongated.
He has a big head, and he has a tiny little body. He looks ancient, but he is not.
Okay.
And we all know Seth MacFarlane is in league with the devil.
What about the elongated feet and super skinny and always hungry, though? That doesn't really apply, does it?
I think we've got him. I mean, if you throw a little, Shaggy in there, you don't think that sounds exactly like Stewie? Big head, ancient.
I think half of it sounds like Stewie.
Well, those. I went through.
You got a half-assed Ahul Guano here of us.
That is. I would let us know and email us if you got that one, if you were thinking of it. But basically, Seth MacFarlane is in league with the devil for sure, right? And if you think about it, changelings.
Oh well, we all know that. Have you seen the possessed teddy bear?
Right. That's a perfect example. But the changeling piece of it, they come from the McFarlanes, if you think about it.
Oh, okay.
This goes back to the yogurt de Danone, which is a wonderful probiotic, by the way. But think about Stewie's yak. His familiar, his Eichel, is who?
He has a talking dog.
He has a talking dog.
Yeah.
Stewie and Shaggy are sisters, shamans currently on the red road of personal power and darkness, if you read your Black Elk. Shaggy for his gluttony and sloth, and Stewie for his homicidal, supervillainy schemings. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, yeah.
In the episode E. Peterbus Unum, a map of Rhode Island shows Quahog to be in the vicinity of Tiverton, Rhode Island. Do you know what else is in the vicinity of Tiverton, Rhode Island?
The Hockomock?
The southern edge of the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah, and that's where the Cthulhu live, too.
Yep. So do we need to add Quahog to this fictional portal town, to this triangle, to make this Bridgewater rhombus? What do you think?
Rhombus is a much better thing than a triangle.
They don't have any cluster rhombuses that I know of. And Quochontaug, Quonochontaug, which is the town of Quahog, is actually short for, in Narragansett, it means blackfish. So again, fishing ties in with the proto-trickster. Black ties in with the black sachem. I think we've got, ergo, our black trickster, Stewie. You know what this is? Yeah.
So Stewie is the black shaman from the Hockomock?
Yeah, he's a changeling. He was born on the edge of the Bridgewater Triangle.
Right.
Like the giant snake. He's definitely a changeling. I don't think he's a normal child. If you think he's a normal, he looks ancient.
He does. And he acts ancient.
Yeah, he's a
he
big
has
head.
knowledge that there's no reason he should be able to have.
Exactly.
And he's got a talking dog for a yak.
And he's got a talking dog for a yak. Solved. Another mystery solved.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done, Moz.
Okay.
That's the ahuliest ahu guano theory I've ever heard. Out of like almost 30 of them now.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was ahuli as guano.
There you go.
Monster Lore Tour Podcast. The ability to let things happen.
Yeah.
It's scary until you get used to it.
Shut up!